Warmer and more humid along I-94 today. More about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Right now this morning, upcoming demolition, the Iowa DOT's announcement on the fate of the Blackhawk Bridge. And the president is threatening Russian oil tariffs and strikes a NATO weapons deal. Could this force Putin's hand in Ukraine? College borrowing is set to change under Trump's budget bill. We'll take a look at how that will affect you. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Tuesday, July 15th. We will send it on over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. The sun is coming up. It's looking beautiful out there, Art. Can that last? Will that last?
Yes, I know will it last. Yes, it will, and yes, it won't. This is the thing that's happening. Showers and storms up to the north. You can see all the way on the northern tier of the state, brushing into areas right by Ladysmith eventually later on today. And with that, it's going to bring this to us. We're looking at warmer and humid conditions today. 70s already in the forecast right now to the 60s. We'll get into it with the dew points also widespread in the 60s. 69 degrees already for the dew points in Ladysmith, my goodness. And we're also going to hold on for the highs today. Yeah, we're looking at 84 to about 91 degrees. La Crosse will hit 91, 90 in Eau Claire. But here's the gist. It's going to feel much warmer on your skin as we get into the forecast. Eventually, you can see the heat advisory getting into the Twin Cities and over there. But once we get closer, it will feel like it's about 92 degrees possibly in Eau Claire to 91 degrees as you get into the 2 o'clock hour today. Once we bump that up, it could feel like 95 degrees in Eau Claire as we go into 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock hour, while La Crosse maintains the 92 degree mark as well. So everybody is picking up the heat, and we've got showers and storm activity to boot. Low risk of severe weather to a slight risk of severe weather along I-94. Today you can see the showers coming in later on. This is for tomorrow actually. This will pop in for tomorrow where we have another risk of severe weather mostly down by I-90. So when I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how that all shapes up as well. So please stick around.
All right, Art, we will see you later. Thank you. The Blackhawk Bridge now set to be demolished after 2 safety closures. So how will you get around? News 8 Now's JDS McGee has some answers for you.
The Lansing Bridge is set to close later this year as part of a plan to replace the nearly 100-year-old structure. Iowa DOT officials say it's the safest way to keep the project moving.
To ensure safety, we've decided to close the existing bridge so we can proceed with the construction of the new bridge.
The bridge sees thousands of drivers every day, connecting Iowa and Wisconsin across the Mississippi River.
The annual average daily traffic is about 2,250 vehicles.
The DOT is looking at ways to help, including bringing back the water taxi that ran during earlier closures. But right now, that service is unavailable.
We don't have the water taxi in place currently. Today, the only other option would be to go down to Marquette and Prairie du Chien Bridge or up to the La Crosse Bridge. But we're looking at reinstating the water taxi, provided we can still get the providers of that service.
But according to DOT officials, running that service in the winter can be a challenge.
That would definitely be a challenge. It'd be very expensive to break ice throughout the winter. And I don't know that we would be able to break ice to the landing on the Wisconsin side.
The bridge is set to be ready by 2027. For now, drivers can still cross, but that will change by the fall. Reporting in La Crosse, JDS McGee, News 8 Now.
New this morning, a 69-year-old woman is in the hospital after being attacked by a black bear. According to the Wisconsin DNR, it happened in the town of Comstock around 2 p.m. Saturday. She was listed in stable condition last night. Officials say they have not been able to find the bear, but they did find its cub. They also laid traps in the area in hopes of capturing it.
We value human safety over all others. And so if a bear makes that contact, we don't know if that bear might injure another person, and so it's euthanized.
If you encounter a bear, officials say back away slowly, get inside of a sturdy building if you can, and if it moves toward you, try to act big, never feed it or approach it. Holmen police also need your help finding a red vehicle they say was involved in a hit and run. That incident happened in the 2000 block of Prairie Place between 7 p.m. Saturday and 7 a.m. Sunday. If you have any information or camera footage, contact the Holmen Police Department. 2 people are in custody after a weekend vehicle pursuit in Jackson County. Police say they tried to pull over Jeremy Guy Sunday night in Manchester. He was wanted on a felony warrant. He fled, stopped on a dead-end road, then ran on foot. Guy and his passenger, Brenda Hintz, were eventually arrested. National news now. President Trump delivered an ultimatum to Russia: reach a peace deal with Ukraine or its trading partners face stiff new tariffs. Taking a live look at the White House this morning, the Trump administration also announced new tariffs that could raise tomato prices at the grocery store. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the details.
Today, President Trump heads to Pittsburgh to focus on domestic energy and tech development, while his administration ratchets up his tariff policy. Monday, the Commerce Department announced a 17% tariff on most imported tomatoes from Mexico after backing out of a 2019 anti-dumping duty agreement. Mexico's government called it unfair. The U.S. currently gets 70% of its tomatoes from Mexico, according to the Florida Tomato Exchange.
I think the biggest effect, which is probably 95% of it, would be, your grocery stores.
California grower Bill Loratelli says the move could lead to price jumps in the produce aisle, but he also hopes it boosts production at home.
We should be trying to promote people that like us.
President Trump is also threatening to slap a 100% tariff on countries that buy Russian oil and gas if the Kremlin does not reach a peace deal with Ukraine within 50 days. The president on Russian President Vladimir Putin to the BBC.
I'm not done with him, but I'm disappointed in him.
Do you trust him?
I trust almost nobody.
While hosting NATO's Secretary General Monday, the president touted a plan to sell weapons, including Patriot missiles, to NATO for Ukraine.
We're going to supply weapons to NATO. They're going to deliver the weapons, and they're going to pay for 100% of the weapons.
Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky expressed gratitude to the president and said his country is ready to work to achieve peace. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Today, European Union officials said member nations are coming very close to reaching an agreement on a new package of Russia sanctions. Viroqua wants your input on a new playground design. The city will discuss plans for the Eckhart Playground tonight with time for public feedback. The new design fixes current structural failures and outdated equipment, officials say. That meeting starts at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Winona's Merchants Bank continuing its 150th celebration today with Senior Day Coffee Talk. Yesterday's Kids Day kicked off celebrations with race cars, games, face painting, and snacks for children throughout the community.
We're really celebrating the youth in our community by having some fun games inside of our historic lobby and just trying to share a little bit of the excitement with the youth of today and our future leaders in the community of tomorrow.
The celebration ends tomorrow with community night. The La Crosse County Fair opens tomorrow. Volunteers are busy putting on the final touches. Yesterday, trucks delivered ride parts. There they go. 4-H kids set up their livestock exhibitions. The fair will be packed throughout its 5-day run with family entertainment and displays. They're expecting tens of thousands.
We estimate close to 20,000 will come during the duration of the 5 days. And we base that on the number of cars that are in the parking lot and multiply that out and make an estimated calculation.
Fair officials say they keep it budget friendly. Parking and admission are free. Tomorrow you can buy $2 ride tickets, good for the entire fair. The time now is 6:07. Still ahead on your morning news, a popular yogurt recall. The Department of Defense announces AI contracts and Bitcoin hits new records. And Trump's budget bill is changing college borrowing. Coming up, we'll let you know how it'll affect your student loan payment. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Even hippos need a little pampering. Cincinnati Zoo's famous hippo Fiona got the royal treatment with a relaxing mouth massage from her keeper. This video shows her resting her head on the pool's edge, completely zen, while getting her gentle rub down. Like all hippos, Fiona spends most of her day in the water. So this was her special spa moment. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the birthplace of former race car driver James McMurray and actor Dennis Weaver. That is Joplin, Missouri. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
We're celebrating Home Furniture's 51st anniversary. Right now, get our best finance offer ever and pay no interest until 2030. Get this sectional for just $19 a month or pay cash and get an extra 10% off, just $8.99. The 51st anniversary sale, now at Home Furniture.
In the hunt, every detail matters. It's not just about the thrill, but a passion for the craft. And in the end, it's about the people you get to be with. At Overhead Door, it's about our team and those we get to serve. We can repair any garage door, but we only install the best. overhead door company of the Seven Rivers region since 1921.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
During the Chevy 4th of July sales event, well-qualified buyers get 0% APR plus $1,000 cash allowance. That's over $7,000 total value on this Silverado plus $4,500 total cash allowance for current Chevy owners.
In every case, we fight to achieve the best possible result.
We were referred to Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben because of their integrity and their great work that they have done before.
I definitely made the right decision by hiring Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben.
I am 100% happy in how they handled this case.
Calling Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben right away was the best thing I ever did.
Representing accident victims for over 40 years, Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
In 1969, Taco John's combined Western traditions with Mexican flavors and created West-Mex. More than 50 years later, it still tastes like a good idea. Get crispy tacos for just $1.39 every Taco Tuesday, only at Taco John's.
Look, we're great with teeth. We're toothbrushes.
But we're not the best with tongues, cheeks, and everything in between.
We need backup. The clinically proven essential oils in Listerine clean every surface of your mouth.
For whole mouth health, Listerine. Wash your mouth.
It's the patio closeout sale at Home Seasonal Concepts. Get up to an extra 50% off regular prices or pay no interest until 2030 on the best selection of porch and patio in the Midwest. Right now during the patio closeout sale at Home Seasonal Concepts.
Well, good morning to you as we get into your forecast again. Once again, we're getting the feels like temperature here. It's going to be much warmer today, getting into 92 degrees, possibly maybe a wee bit more so for Eau Claire today. 91 for La Crosse. I suspect we'll get a little bit warmer whether at the 2 o'clock mark. We push it to 3 o'clock, 95 degrees for Eau Claire, 92 degrees for La Crosse. Everybody else upper 80s to the low 90s. That's what it's going to feel like on your skin. Push it to the 4 o'clock hour, still 95 degrees to 92 degrees for La Crosse for today. We'll roll into the moisture that's coming in for tomorrow as well. Once this rolls back, you'll get a better view of how this all shapes up, but you can see storm activity is on the way as we go into it. But you can see here carrying over more showers and storm activity coming back again for as we go into Tuesday as well for rainfall. So the rain up there is up there to the north right now, all the way up to the northern tier. You can see all that yellow up there above the banner. Rice Lake is in that as well as portions right there of Ladysmith. Eau Claire is in a low risk for severe weather, but no one down to the south is. And so as that continues to happen, we're going to see more sunshine for today for us here along I-90. That sunshine will continue with 70s, 80s, picturing up to maybe the low 90s in the forecast as well, up to 88 degrees that's showing, but it'll feel much warmer on your skin. We'll carry over to Eau Claire where you're looking at a few clouds here and there from partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Sunshine prevails, getting into partly to mostly cloudy skies as you see a 20% chance of showers and storms on the way. As you can see that 90-degree mark by 3 o'clock. By Wednesday, we get now back down to the south, a low risk of severe weather for La Crosse, extending all the way down to Prairie du Chien, Boscobel as well as Dubuque, Iowa, getting all the way into Richland Center are in a slight risk for severe weather. We'll carry over to Wednesday. We're looking at temperatures from 70 to about 81 degrees. We'll cool it down. Thunderstorm activity with cloudier skies. Then eventually, as we roll right into how this all shapes up, you've got the shower and storm activity like I mentioned before, well up to the north. Then it's going to work as well down to the south again. We'll be picking up conditions like this as we roll right into the next few days, holding on to 90s, then the 80s, then the 70s, then the 80s come back again, and we're talking low 80s to finish out going into next week. Back to you.
In your morning consumer news, check your fridges. A popular yogurt brand is being recalled this morning. All Yo Crunch yogurt products are being recalled because plastic pieces could be in the dome topper. The recall affects all flavors and sizes with expiration dates between July and September. The Pentagon is partnering with AI giants in an attempt to boost national security. The Defense Department's AI office announced contracts with Anthropic, Google, OpenAI, and Xi. Each company gets up to $200 million to help the military adopt AI for security challenges. Bitcoin just hit a new record, trading above 122,000. The cryptocurrency has doubled in value over the past year and thrived in the Trump era. That could continue as the House considers legislation to make the U.S. safer for digital currency. Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill is changing how you borrow money for college. Under the new law, there will be limits on federal student loan borrowing and fewer repayment options to choose from. Jen Sullivan explains the changes for us.
The average cost of college tuition and fees at public institutions has risen about 141% over the last 20 years. Right now, nearly 43 million people have federal student loan debt, according to the U.S. government. If you're taking out a loan to pay for college, there's some big changes for students and parents.
You're not going to be able to borrow as much as you could in the past.
Michelle Singletary is a personal finance columnist at the Washington Post. She says President Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill overhauls borrowing for families. Under the Parent Plus program, parents will be able to borrow only $20,000 per year or $65,000 total per undergraduate student in federal loans.
I've dealt with a lot of students and parents who have borrowed way too much for college.
Under the Repayment Assistance Plan, borrowers who take out loans after July 1st of 2026 will be allowed to pay based on income.
There's sort of a new standard payment, which will give people some people longer to pay the loans, which means their monthly payments will be lower, but you're going to pay more in interest.
Borrowers whose federal student loan interest payments were halted under the Biden administration will now have to pay that interest beginning August 1st.
That break is ending, and you need to get in contact with your loan servicer as soon as possible.
There are other ways to get financial help besides federal loans. Some of those options include scholarships, grants, and work-study jobs.
Let's look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett.
Okay, and away we go with that. We'll hold on to another quiet morning, pretty much up from La Crosse all the way to I-94 as well. You've got 72 degrees coming in, bumping up to 78 degrees with 83 by 11 o'clock. Plenty of sunshine for you by 1 o'clock. You're in the 86-degree mark. And, of course, you've got hot and humid conditions, so it's going to feel much warmer on your skin. Eau Claire, on the other hand, you've got a few clouds to start off with from 7 a.m. all the way to 9 a.m., getting to some sunnier skies by the time you get into the 11 o'clock hour. Then eventually partly cloudy skies pop into the picture, and then eventually you'll get into a low risk of severe weather popping into the picture. You've got a severe risk as you get up to the north by Rice Lake and portions of Ladysmith, where you can see it's a slight risk for severe weather. You could see some damaging winds associated with that as well, some heavy rainfall pushing through the area. But you go down to the south and not much happening here except for sunshine and hot and humid conditions for the forecast today along I-90. Highs for Tuesday, you can see the rainfall sneaking in there from the north. Are going to be about 84 degrees to about 91 degrees. So we're keeping the heat. 90 degrees for Eau Claire today and 91 for La Crosse, but it'll feel much warmer on your skin, as I've mentioned before. In fact, it'll feel like 92 degrees on your skin for La Crosse and about 95 degrees on your skin for Eau Claire. We'll get into the day with thunderstorm activity working its way out of the north and then continue to press closer as we get to Ladysmith by the 6 o'clock hour. So it's a long stretch before we get back into the storm activity for today. So most of that rainfall well up to the north comes back down all the way to the 7 o'clock hour, gets into Eau Claire by the time we get in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour for the night. You're going to be seeing this continue on with storm activity there. And then much lighter rainfall continues to press across the area. Twin Cities getting some shower activity, storm activity as well, pushing in as we go into the Wednesday mark at 4 a.m. in the morning before sunrise. Heavier rainfall is on the way here, dropping here where we could see up to maybe a portion of about 1 to 2 to 3 extra inches of rainfall up there. Then as we get down to the south where the real threat is, we're going to hold on to this system coming across from Mason City, working over the river at 7:45 in the morning, right? By the time it gets closer to the river, it's about, say, 10:15, and eventually as it gets toward Winona and Red Wing, as some of that breaks apart, it starts to move right back down to the wards La Crosse. As we get in the 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock hour, you can see that happening. Storm activity continues to move in. By 2 o'clock, that storm is breaking down, and then by 3 o'clock, you see a little bit of storm activity by Viroqua, getting into areas by up by Holman as well, with some lighter rainfall, as well as Black River Falls, Sparta. You're in that mix as well. Then we're cleared skies by the 5 o'clock hour. So the evening commute is going to be a little bit drier than suspected. Then we'll see a few light showers pop back into the picture by Wednesday at 10:15. Back up to the north it goes, and then that's where more rainfall continues to go, with light to moderate shower activity to finish the day. So tomorrow we're looking at more showers and storms going through the late or early morning hours to the late afternoon. Same for Eau Claire as well. Storms going to 3 or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Then eventually we're going to be looking at this all the way through Wednesday night. Maybe 3 to 5 inches of rainfall is a 2-day total for Eau Claire. La Crosse maybe about an inch or so or less in the forecast. And then once we play this out, you'll see Wednesday's temperatures, 70s mostly widespread with some lower 80s down to the south. Picking up conditions like this over the next few days after we get out of the storm activity by I-90. Eventually we're going to be seeing 90s for today, 81 for tomorrow, 70s to finish out Thursday and Friday, and more low 80s as we finish out the weekend. Back to you.
Thanks, Art. Your ice cream is getting a makeover, and it's happening sooner than you'd think. Coming up, what's being removed from your favorite frozen treats in the name of health? And the Badger State could soon get a new state butterfly. We'll tell you about the new bill just ahead.
Coming up in the Blitz, hear from the reigning NL Manager of the Year on his team's recent stretch of success, plus homers galore at the Derby down in Atlanta. I'll tell you who was crowned champ next.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff & Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
A home you love, a business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Drive your story with a new Ram. Take your next adventure in a new Jeep from Pischke Motors.
Get employee pricing plus for a limited time only. Get your favorite Jeep, Ram, Dodge, or Chrysler during the Employee Pricing Plus sales event. Employee pricing for all means anyone can get exclusive employee pricing on these new vehicles. This opportunity won't last long, so stop into Pischke Motors now. This offer ends July 31st. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Dutch Boys Forever Exterior Paint and Primer in One provides exceptional fade resistance to ensure beautiful, lasting color. A gallon starts at $38.97 after rebate. Maximize your curb appeal with Dutch Boy Max Bond Plus Exterior Paint and Primer. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance while repelling rain in just 90 minutes after application. Pick up a gallon starting at $47.87 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you looking for a bank that puts you first? Welcome to Cooley Bank. We're rooted in the community with decisions made locally and relationships that last. Switch today to earn 3.71% APY in a Cooley Bank high-yield money market account. Visit Cooley Bank or the website for details. Member FDIC.
For 50 years, Buy Goff & Rohde has been representing people, not insurance companies. Judges respect us. Other lawyers recommend us, and we've earned our awards. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Rotary Lex's mission is to help feed the hungry in the Cooley region. Help us meet that goal by donating at our Food for Fridays events this July. Donate non-perishable food items or cash at these 2 locations on these dates. All proceeds benefit the Hunger Task Force.
News 8 Now, Sports.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, for most teams, the All-Star break comes at a good time. It allows them to regroup, heal themselves up a bit, and refocus for a second-half run. For the Brewers, though, well, I venture to say they were hoping for another game yesterday after locking up a sweep back on Sunday. Milwaukee is currently on a 7-game winning streak entering the Midsummer Classic pause. Since May 25th, the Crew has the best record in baseball with a mark of 31-12, including 2 unbeaten streaks of 7 or more games. Pat Murphy thought that last series against the Nationals could have been a trap, but his team acknowledged that they had to play well, and they did just that.
We weren't on all cylinders by any stretch in the last 3 games, but we had big innings, and we did what we had to do, and you know, there were some unique performances, but it's Major League Baseball. Anytime you can win 3 games, you're lucky in a series. So.
And in case anyone is looking forward to seeing a Brewer in the All-Star game tonight, reports say that Jacob Misiorowski is going to be pitching in the 7th inning. Misiorowski hoping for a clean outing tonight, not allowing any runs, but last night, exciting night of oohs and ahs and big flies at the 2025 Home Run Derby. Always a fun time seeing the game's biggest stars launching some bombs. That includes Byron Buxton of the Twins, who was looking to become the first player in franchise history to win the Derby since '08 when Justin Morneau did it. Buxton made it through the first round with 20 big flies before being eliminated in the semis. It was Junior Caminero of the Rays who knocked him out as he made quick work of the Twins outfielder in round number 2. Highlight of round 1 and of the night was the Pirates' O'Neal Cruz launching this one 513 feet, tied for the 4th longest in Derby history. In the end, it's Cal Raleigh of the Mariners, the home run leader this season, who wins it all. First catcher to ever win the Home Run Derby. All right, that'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you back here later tonight.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lassen Exteriors. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
I never knew fudge could be so dandy. Pop in to Valley Fudge and Candy.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
As we near the end of construction on our new store, we've got some great offers during the Make This the Summer event at Chrysler Winona. Right now, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee El Laredo starts at $38,490. That's $7,000 off MSRP. Packed with features like 3-row seating and 2nd-row captain's chairs, power sunroof, heated seats and steering wheel, remote start, and so much more. At $38,490, it's priced better than a used one. So see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Hey, Dominic here. We always get asked, what do you have for ground pork? With over 40 blends at our outlet store, we recommend these 4: Bavarian sausage, breakfast sausage, Italian, and pork. First, you need ground pork, preferably from a local meat shop. Mix in 2 to 3 teaspoons of please name per pound, make into patties, and cook thoroughly until done. All 4 of these choices will make great tasting sausage patties, and they're low in sodium. Get these seasonings and more at the outlet store. And it's time to pig out.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
Fudge could be so dandy. Pop in to Valley Fudge and Candy.
Protect your home with Tundra seamless gutters and gutter helmet from Asher Lassen Exteriors. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app.
Well, we have at least warmer conditions today as we get into the forecast and humid. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Right now this morning, a terrifying bear attack in Barron County. A woman seriously hurt. We'll tell you what led up to it and some safety tips you need to know. Also this morning, the Northeast underwater. Flash floods swamp major cities overnight. Rescues, damage, and what's next, all ahead. Later this morning, the ancient art that's making a comeback in the digital age. Why families are choosing live storytelling over screens. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Tuesday, July 15th. We'll send it over now to Art. Art, we've got a beautiful sunrise. It's up now, but it's looking great out there today. What can we expect for the rest of the day?
How about hot, humid, sweaty conditions today in the forecast? Man, it's going to get up to be a scorcher today. In fact, I'm going to start you off with the highs today. Look at that. About 84 as you get into Medford. You're going to be looking at 90 as you get into areas by Eau Claire. It's going to feel about 95 degrees on your skin there. La Crosse will hit 91 degrees. It'll feel like it's about 92 degrees on your skin. So let's take a peek at what's going on. You take a look over the advisories. You even get over to areas right by the Twin Cities. They're in a heat advisory till 8 p.m. tonight. And as we roll right into it here, it's going to feel like I mentioned before, 92 degrees on your skin for Eau Claire by the 2 o'clock hour, 91 for La Crosse. But once we push this forward, getting to 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock hour, you're looking at 95 degrees for Eau Claire and 92 degrees for La Crosse. And everybody else is following suit, either in the upper 80s or those lower 90s. Rain and storm activities on the way, most of it to the northern tier of the area. This is for today, and then Tuesday or for Wednesday, we'll see more of that rainfall picking up coming out of the west. Look at that batch of moisture coming toward us, and that means we're going to see a low risk of severe weather to a slight risk for severe weather today up along I-94, and then eventually as we get into tomorrow, we'll see that switch and go down to I-90 with a low and severe risk for weather coming in for tomorrow. We'll get into the sunshine today, though. Temperatures and all that getting into the 80s and 90s. You see it just switched off and dropped a degree or two for La Crosse, but I suspect it'll still be pretty much warmer today around the 90-degree mark. We'll also look over to Eau Claire. They're going to be getting up to about 90 degrees today. That's why it's going to feel much warmer on your skin today and even closer to the Twin Cities as well, so that heat's going to be hitting you there. Also, we've got that low risk for severe weather for Wednesday, mostly as you get a low risk for La Crosse going southward to Prairie du Chien, but you get into areas by Boscobel and, of course, the Richland Center, you're in a low or slight risk for severe weather. More about that coming up in just a moment.
All right, Art, thank you. And powerful overnight storms overwhelmed parts of the Northeast, flooding subways, swamping roads, and triggering a state of emergency in New Jersey. Some areas in Pennsylvania saw more than 7 inches of rain in just 5 hours. Bradley Blackburn reports on the severe weather impacting millions.
Water surged into New York City's subway stations and right onto trains, bringing the nation's largest mass transit system to a grinding halt. Just after rush hour Monday, service was suspended on key routes. And above ground, it wasn't any better. Strong winds and heavy rain ripped through the area, with parts of multiple states under flash flood warnings. In New York Central Park, more than 2 inches were recorded in just 1 hour. This is no joke. New Jersey's governor declared a state of emergency. In Plainfield, houses flooded and trees toppled.
I've never seen flooding like this.
And in Scotch Plains, floodwaters stranded drivers on overwhelmed roadways.
The water was right here.
In the car, up to
you. In the car.
Rescue crews pulled this man through the water by rope, and other crews used boats and even a front loader to get people to safety.
We tried to go up the road and we couldn't, so they told us just to stay there, and they came and picked me up in a loader.
Mountjoy, Pennsylvania was also hard hit, clocking more than 7 inches of rain. And in Ellicott City, Maryland, officials got ahead of the storms, closing businesses and streets early, even towing cars before the water rose.
I feel like they were very prepared for what happened.
Powerful weather that took millions of others by surprise. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
And those storms moved quickly through the region. This morning, New York City subways are back online, running with some delays. The Iowa DOT, meanwhile, says it will demolish the Blackhawk Bridge this fall. That bridge has been closed twice for safety concerns. The first was in 2024, the second in May.
So there's a lot of risk in continuing construction, and we've gotten to the point where we have to close the existing bridge and demolish it before we can continue with construction of the new bridge safely.
And the construction on that new bridge, they say, should be done by 2027. New this morning, a 69-year-old woman in Comstock is in the hospital after a black bear attacked her over the weekend. John Lawrenson has those details.
For me, I've never seen 4 baby cubs.
Brian Sommerfeld lives and farms on the same road as the woman who was mauled by a black bear on Saturday.
He says the animals pass through the area all the time, but this year he's seen more than usual, including this rare video he took of a sow with 4 cubs.
We really respect them, but I could see how they could sneak right up on you, so can't hear them.
Sommerfeld says he's staying alert while praying his neighbor recovers. When the Wisconsin DNR and the USDA arrived at this property where the attack happened, they found a black bear cub in a tree, but there was no sign of the cub's mother. They've been using a hound dog and traps to try and find the bear who mauled the woman, with the intention of euthanizing it so they can assess its condition.
Bears are recolonizing areas that they formerly were in, pre-European settlements.
Andy Try is the bear project leader for the Minnesota DNR. He says the animals have been moving further south and further west in recent years.
In the old days, we used to solve a lot of black bear problems with bullets, and now people are just generally more tolerant of them.
Many are yearlings kicked out by their mothers as the sows look to breed again. This year, Try says they've received reports of black bears as far south as Jackson County near the Iowa border. This photo shows a bear in a field near Montevideo.
Well, they'll probably not set up in large populations out in the heavy-duty ag country, but just knowing that bear range is expanding is a helpful thing.
Try says the animals are typically after grills, garbage, and bird feeders. And while black bears aren't inherently dangerous, they will protect their cubs.
Make yourself big, make some noise, back out, that sort of thing, and try to get the kids and the dogs inside. But just making sure you're not feeding or approaching bears.
And as of late last night, the woman was listed in stable condition. Viroqua is looking for your input on a new playground design. The city will discuss plans for the Eckhart Playground tonight with time for public feedback. The new design fixes current structural failures and outdated equipment. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. at City Hall. Some Wisconsin lawmakers want to make the monarch butterfly a state symbol as the species faces a sharp decline. 17 lawmakers and former state treasurer Jack Voigt are backing a bill to name the monarch Wisconsin's official butterfly. The species migrates throughout our state each year, but its numbers have dropped 90% since 1990. One lawmaker says the move fits with Wisconsin's list of other state symbols.
It's not just about making the monarch our butterfly. It's about pollination. It's about everything we eat. And so this is a good thing for Wisconsin. We have a state cocktail, we have state flowers, we can have a state butterfly.
If passed, Wisconsin will be the 8th state in the nation to adopt the monarch as its official butterfly, popular butterfly. And in your morning medical news today, the World Health Organization is urging countries to adopt a newly approved drug for HIV prevention. Clinical trials show lenacapavir dramatically cut the risk of infection, offering near total protection against HIV. HIV attacks the immune system and, if untreated, can lead to AIDS. Last month, the FDA approved lenacapavir as a twice-yearly injection for prevention. Ice cream makers, meanwhile, are pledging to remove artificial coloring from their frozen treats by 2028. The voluntary move by the International Dairy Foods Association comes after pressure from Health Secretary RFK Jr., who wants food companies to cut artificial dyes from popular supermarket items. He says that the government will release new dietary guidelines emphasizing dairy's role in children's health as well.
There's a tremendous amount of emerging science that talks about the need for more protein in our diet and more fats in our diet. And there's no industry that does that better than this industry.
The association represents 40 U.S. ice cream makers who plan to eliminate red 3, red 40, green 3, blue 1 and 2, and yellow 5 and 6. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett, who has a look at our morning commute.
All right, so what's happening today? This is going to be one of those odd things here as we go into it. We're going to be looking at severe weather up to the north once again today. We got a slight risk of severe weather as you get into areas right by Rice Lake as well as Ladysmith, or at least portions of Ladysmith. Eau Claire is in a low risk for severe weather, and that's pretty much it for I-94. You'll see over in areas by the Twin Cities, they're in a slight risk to a northern portion of the city getting into a a slight risk of severe weather there to a low risk of severe weather. That stays up there again, and that's going to track in from west to east across the region. I go into Eau Claire, you're looking at a low risk of severe weather, as you can see again today, with in and out of the cloud cover, holding on to at least 80s and of course the 90s. I'm starting at noon hour now, just to let you know. In the orange, you can see how warm it's going to feel on your skin, from 90 degrees all the way up to 95 degrees today. And of course, it starts to cool down, quote unquote, cool down as we get into at least the latter portion of the evening hours for your commute. La Crosse, on the other hand, has at least more sunshine popping in the picture here as we go through the noon hour into the early afternoon. You're looking at least it's going to feel like the upper 80s to around the low 90s in your forecast today, holding on about 92 degrees to finish out the evening hours. And of course, you're noticing it's all dry. We'll get into Wednesday though, and then we flip the script. We're putting the severe weather down to the south. So La Crosse is in it all the way down to Prairie du Chien with a low risk of severe weather. We've got into at least a slight risk for Madison, getting into areas right by Richland Center. And of course, Boscobel and Prairie du Chien will hold on to the possibility of storm activity for Wednesday, where you're looking at least 70s and much cooler conditions with the low 80s in the forecast. As we finish out going to how this all shapes up, we're going to be looking at the possibility of conditions to play out like this as we go into warm conditions today and then much cooler conditions as we go through the rest of the work week.
And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
How about Frances turning 88? She loves to garden and she loves to can and vegetables, of course, and she likes to do this with her cat. She likes to hang out with her cat.
And we missed her birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday to you, Frances. You had another day to celebrate.
Hi.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
Well, that's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Picture button under the Home tab on our website.
Coming up, why grown-ups are flocking to story time alongside their kids and how you can attend the La Crosse Storytelling Festival just after the break.
Slow or clogged sink, toilet, or main drain? Maxwell White can help. Ask about our $99 mainline drain opening special. Includes a free camera inspection. Address the root problem now to avoid costly repairs or future damage. Call or book online today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Jim Schwebel laid out a legal plan for me, and so I didn't have to worry about anything.
When someone like Jim Schwebel steps in and tells you they're going to take care of everything, it's such a huge relief. It's almost indescribable.
I definitely would absolutely recommend Schwebel Getz and Sieben 100% because they're there for you.
Call Schwebel Getz and Sieben or visit us at schwebel.com for a free consultation.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
What is Aflora's favorite type of music? Anything with a good beat. Why is a carpet fitter so good at dancing? Because he's always cutting a rug. What is Aflora's favorite way to win? A clean sweep. What did the rug say to the floor? I got you covered. At Sealand's Carpeline, where our #1 priority is you. Stop in today. This place is fantastic.
Cut your energy bills and heat your water smarter with the Bradford White Heat Pump Water Heater from Maxwell White. Right now, get up to $2,400 in savings with rebates and incentives. Efficiency meets serious savings. Upgrade today. Bradford White and Maxwell White, built to be the best.
All right, join me in this weather here as we get into it. You guys may already have the story already set up for you. In fact, we're going to be getting ready for story time in just a minute, so let me get this into your noggins here real quick. We're getting into a low risk of severe weather to a slight risk of severe weather today, mostly along I-94. You can see that. Black River Falls not in that, all the way down to La Crosse not in it. Plenty of sunshine today. Warmer conditions in the forecast. Medford, 84 degrees. La Crosse, 91 degrees. Eau Claire, 90 degrees. It's going to feel like 95 degrees on your skin later on today as you get into it for Eau Claire. It'll feel like 92 degrees on your skin for La Crosse. Other locations, it'll feel like upper 80s to at least the low 90s in the forecast today. Scorcher, right? Tomorrow, different story altogether. We're going to be getting into storm activity as we get into Tuesday. It starts to continue to work through the area this morning and all the way into the afternoon. You're going to be seeing that into the evening hours. Well up there to the north. Not bothering us today for any sort whatsoever. We get into the 6 o'clock hour. It hits Ladysmith all the way into the 7 o'clock hour just before we finish out the evening commute. All right, so once it gets into that, it also slides all the way down to Eau Claire by the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour. Storm activity is there. Nothing doing down to the south. We are dry, we are clear, we are quiet. Then eventually we get a few clouds out of this by the 4 o'clock hour in the morning for Wednesday. Then this threat starts to work down along I-90 as we get into tomorrow. That threat is here, as you can see, with that big batch of storm activity coming out of Mason City. It looks like it's going towards Red Wing. Oh, no, it's not. It starts to make its move from Austin all the way to Preston, getting into Decorah, crosses the river, jumps it about 1 o'clock or so, hits La Crosse. Storm activity all the way to the 2 o'clock hour, breaks down but reignites going all the way into Sparta, as well as portions of Viroqua, getting into Black River Falls. You've got Tomah as well as Shelby in that. But by the time we get in the 5 o'clock hour, it's out to the east. We dry off the skies to finish out your evening commute on Wednesday. More storm activity possibly moving from the Twin Cities back up to the north as we get along I-94. And then we've got some light weather to finish out, maybe some light sprinkles to showers to finish out your evening commute and your nighttime. So tomorrow, storm activity coming into the afternoon as we go right into the late day as well. Then showers to finish out into your evening commute. Eau Claire will do the same, getting into a few showers all the way to the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour, and then we'll turn into showers. Everybody's getting wet as we go right back into the 11 o'clock hours. You can see 3 to 5 inches possible for Eau Claire. Down to the south, La Crosse, maybe an inch or so, depending on how big that storm is. And as we finish out going into how this all shapes up for Wednesday, much cooler, 76 to about 81 degrees. So we go from 91 down to 81 degrees. We're dropping temperatures. Gusts are not an issue as we finish out over the next couple of days. Take a peek. We've got the heat today as we get into 91 degrees today, going back into 81 for Wednesday. Then we get into cooler conditions for Thursday and Friday to finish the work week with 70s. Yeah, we're talking low to middle 70s in your forecast. Then we go all the way into Saturday, a little bit of shower activity to storm activity, showers possibly on Sunday. Be safe out there. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Art. New this morning, the La Crosse Storytelling Festival returns this weekend for its 22nd year. Terry Bisker from the Bluff Country Tail Spinners joins us now with what families can expect at Wisconsin's premier storytelling event. Good morning, Terry. Always lovely to see you.
Good morning. It's always lovely to be here.
Yes, so let us know, what can we expect? So this is happening this weekend, right? What can we expect?
This weekend. Well, much of our programming is for adults, and while we're always PG-13, it just always, sometimes the stories wouldn't interest a child. And the adult programming you do have to pay for. It's at the Pump House. But we believe that we need to bring stories to children. And so we offer our family and children's programming on Saturdays starting at 11:30, doors open at 11. And that is completely free.
That is free,
Storytelling promotes literacy skills for children.
Yeah, so important.
It's really good brain development. And kids don't get it very often. People misunderstand storytelling. So we have internationally known storytellers, excellent people. The woman actually that will be telling at the children's program, she's performed at the Kennedy Center.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, impressive for sure.
Plus, you know, and she tells adult stories, but she she was a preschool teacher at one point, and so she also is excellent with children's stories.
Okay.
And her theme is often African American stories, but she tells a variety of stories.
Okay, well that'll be very cool. And so we know that it started back in 2003. So you're talking about kids here, also adults. How do you work to kind of keep the adults and the kids both engaged?
Well, this time, besides having Charlotte Blake Alston that I told you about, we have Bill Lepp, and Bill Lepp is probably better than a stand-up comedian.
Okay.
He is hilarious. He was here 3 years ago, and I knew we had to get him back. And the room was just filled with laughter. He thinks that every sentence has to end with something funny. Now, I'm not sure that he quite gets that, but he is hilarious. And he is also offering a workshop on Saturday afternoon called Being Funny.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
I'm going. And then we have Bill May, who kind of just changes the whole thing out. So Charlotte does a lot of African American stories. Bill is wicked funny. And then Jim May, he was born on a farm, and his are just more, not gentle, but just good personal stories that often have a message. And it's just a delight to listen to. And he also is doing a workshop on telling personal stories.
Okay.
So, two good things.
Very fitting. Yeah, something for everyone, really sounds like. And so then you're also doing storytelling classes and library programs beyond just the story this weekend. We know you do a lot of work in the community. What should we know about that?
Well, our library programs have now ended. Our last one was last Saturday, but the Bluff Country Tale Spinners volunteered their time to the libraries in the area, because we do believe that children need to have stories. So we tell stories, and then we have the kids make puppets of the characters that they heard in the stories. I teach storytelling classes in Winona.
Okay.
They also have a storytelling festival, the Sandbar Storytelling Festival, that's in October. And so they then bring me up there to promote storytelling. We're all storytellers.
Right.
There are just ways to do it better.
Right.
So if you want to tell stories to your grandchildren or be a bigger hit at a party, having a few of the cues of how to tell a good story, that's why people come to classes.
Yeah, that you could take away from that. Okay, and then ahead of the weekend, if people haven't been to a storytelling festival, they're not sure what to expect, what do you want them to know? Why would you encourage them to attend?
It's fun. It's just fun. People are shocked when they've never been to a storytelling festival or listened to a story told by a professional, thinking, that was really a good time. And our fest also, though, we have food, we have raffle tickets, there's beverages. So, it is, even though we're indoors and we are climate controlled, I forgot to look what Saturday is, we're climate controlled at the Pump House. It is still a festival feel to it, even though we're indoors.
Okay, well, great to know. It sounds like a good time, and thank you so much for being here to let us know about it.
I love coming. Thank you for having me.
It's great to see you. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Cordell's Automotive wants to thank you for voting us Best of La Crosse County for another year. With 7 locations, Cordell's is even easier to find near you. As a family-owned business, we truly get what it takes to care for your vehicle so that you and your loved ones can be safe and protected. We're honored to be your first choice in auto repair, mechanic, tire shop, and oil changes. Schedule an appointment and let us help you know you're safe.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lassen Exteriors. With over 150 fabrics to choose from and the largest sizes available, you can create shade to match your home and style. Receive up to 22% off your entire project, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com or call us at 888-GO-ASHER.
When we say we're stuffing here like a sausage, we mean it.
Mike and Kyle on the sunny side of 61, Sugarloaf Automotive.
We buy and sell thousands of vehicles every year.
We ship nationwide every week. We buy vehicles nationwide as well.
Here are a few examples of why we are the undisputed price leader.
Mach-E's from $30,000 off new MSRP. Lincoln's from $15,000 off new MSRP. Or how about late model Mustang convertibles from $16,995.
Get to the sunny side of 61.
Sugarloaf Automotive in Winona. Hey, Dominic here to ask, do you love salt but need to cut back on all that sodium? Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing is the answer, and it's recommended by doctors and dietitians for those on low sodium diets. It tastes like regular salt but with so much less sodium. Use it just like your table salt. Great on corn on the cob, tomatoes, watermelon, and yeah, you could even use it on French fries and everything else you love to salt. Be sure to get your Mini Mini Salt by Pleasing and 40 other blends at the Pleasing Outlet Store on Ward Avenue, La Crosse. Get out of here.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
The state Supreme Court overturned the 1849 abortion ban. But what does that really mean? Thursday at 6, discover the real impact of Wisconsin's abortion law changes. A local woman's journey reveals the hidden barriers. Her story, Thursday at 6. It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Today is National I Love Horses Day. Horses have, of course, been an integral part of human history for centuries for things like transportation, farming, cattle herding, and even used in wartime. You'll find horses helping police departments and, of course, racing in events like the Kentucky Derby, the crown jewel of horse racing. With hundreds of breeds from Arabians and thoroughbreds to Clydesdales and Shires, there is a horse for everyone to admire. They are majestic. Love those braids. And time now for your morning news now. President Trump is threatening Russia with new oil and gas tariffs. The president gave that country a 50-day ultimatum, telling them to agree to a peace deal with Ukraine, or else he'll slap a 100% tariff on countries that buy Russia's oil. The president also announced a new deal to supply Ukraine with weapons, including Patriot missiles.
They're paying for everything. We're not paying anymore. We have an ocean separating us. I said, we have a problem. We make the best stuff, but we can't keep doing this.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke with Trump via phone after meeting with Special Envoy Keith Kellogg. The Iowa DOT says it plans to demolish the Blackhawk Bridge this fall. It closed twice over safety concerns last year and just now in May.
So there's a lot of risk in continuing construction, and we've gotten to the point where we have to close the existing bridge and demolish it before we can continue with construction of the new bridge safely.
Construction on a new bridge should be done by 2027. Viroqua wants your input on a new playground design. The city will discuss plans for the Eckhart Playground tonight with time for public feedback. The new design fixes current structural failures and outdated equipment. The meeting starts at 6 at City Hall.
Forgive me, but I'm going to quote the great Paris Hilton. It's hot. It's going to be hot today. It's going to be hot today. You're going to see temperatures in the 90s today, but it'll feel a little bit warmer on your skin as well. Let's get into it. It's going to feel like about 95 degrees on your skin over in Eau Claire today. Over in La Crosse, we're looking at 92 degrees. Everybody else, upper 80s to the low 90s. That's what it's going to feel like out there. And we've got some shower and storm activity on the way with a low risk of severe weather to a slight risk of severe weather to the north along I-90. Eventually, as we go right into the next couple of days here, we'll see again temperatures begin to drop into the 80s. And eventually for Wednesday, we have a low risk of severe weather down along I-90. Be safe.
All right, Art, thank you. Never expected you to quote Paris Hilton, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Surprising me every day.
I did Rosie O'Donnell yesterday, too.
Thanks for waking up with us. Coming up at noon, Irish music, food, and fun are just 1 month away. What's new at this year's Irish Fest? Coming up at